India's sea just got deadlier for enemy submarines. Meet the new Seahawk squadron inducted in the Indian Navy. This is believed to be a game changer as far as blue water capabilities of Indian Navy is concerned. So what make these helicopters that are part of squadron referred as Seahawk so powerful, and how they're able to become a lethal hunter killer who are able to track targets below the surface of ocean and destroy enemy vessels. Let us try to decode and understand this in more detail. So first of all, to give you a context of this entire news, recently in the Goa, where we have INS Hansa, Indian Navy base, we have inducted what you call as the Ospreys, name given to a new squadron of Indian Navy. This Osprey name has come because of a bird of prey that actually catch and hunt fish from the seawater, and similar capabilities these helicopters also exhibit. That is why it is an appropriate name. Now, aircraft type that we have inducted, we have imported it from United States of America. It is referred by the code name MH-60R, also popularly called as Seahawk. Seahawk is nothing but a modified version of Black Hawk, which is considered as one of the most lethal helicopter that US has actually in its military arsenal. To give you context of that, it was actually the Black Hawk that participated in the Operation Neptune Spear, which hunted, targeted and killed Osama bin Laden. And the variant of that, which is inducted and used by Navy, is called a Seahawk. And we already had inducted one squadron before, and now we have inducted the second squadron in Indian Navy, obviously increasing its capabilities. And it is believed that it will also act as a force multiplier. Now, if you look at the entire MH-60R Seahawk, we know that the helicopter, as we have discussed, we have imported from United States of America, and since in US it is largely the private companies who are building defense related machineries, defense related equipments and all that. Similarly, here we can see Sikorsky is the company that is headed by Lockheed Martin, a very well known name as far as defense manufacturing is concerned. It is the company Lockheed Martin which has manufactured this helicopter, as we discussed, Maritime version of Black Hawk. The purpose of designing this helicopter is to participate in multi-role. Now, this is a very important point because the helicopter is known for its versatility, as it can participate in multiple different type of operation, can actually analyze and comprehensively analyze the threats, whether it is on the surface, below the surface, and can participate in several operations along with the Indian naval ships. At the same time, it is distinct from V-22 Osprey transport aircraft. That is a different version, but however, both squadron is being referred as the Osprey squadron. If you are liking our video, please ensure to hit the like button and do subscribe our channel. Now, coming back again, if we talk about the fleet integration and deployment, as far as Indian Navy is concerned, the first squadron was called as INS 334. This was inducted in the Kochi. We know that as far as Indian this military Navy bases is concerned, we have bases in different part of the India. This particular squadron is inducted in Goa. The old squadrons were inducted under INS Garuda in Kochi in the year March 2024, and now it has been fully integrated as far as India's naval fleet is concerned. Operational platforms, this particular helicopter is able to carry out and launch attack either from the bases that is on the coast areas, shore bases. We can say it can also basically take off from the aircraft carrier, which currently India has two, INS Vikramaditya and INS Vikrant, and at the same time it can also be used over the large warships such as destroyer, frigates and all. At the same time, if you look at the roles and mission profile that has been assigned under Indian Navy to this particular helicopter, Seahawk, it can participate in the anti-submarine warfare because it has been laced with such technology which makes it easier for helicopter to detect and track the submarine movement. And this especially becomes important because you know that currently in the Indian Ocean region we face a severe threat from China, and China has been continuously ramping up its production of submarines, and it is also trying to acquire bases all around the Indian Ocean as such, and there this helicopter and a squadron can play a very significant deterrent role. Now again, apart from that, anti-surface warfare, where it can engage with the surface vessels, the ships that might be coming that might be moving toward the Indian coast to create some kind of nuisance and damage. Search and rescue operations in the case of any disaster in the oceanic area, it can also carry out. Plus, obviously, medical evacuation is something that this helicopter is also able to participate in. Vertical replenishment, we can say, is one of the major functions this helicopter is going to perform. When you talk about vertical replenishment, it means that if you try to transfer anything, supply, military supply, we talk about logistics, from one ship to the other ship of Indian Navy, or for example from shore to some other ship, This can be done by the help of these helicopters. That means the ship do not have to necessarily come at the shore to dock, and also two ships themselves do not have to come necessarily together nearby each other. They can be at whatever area they are, whatever region they are, and the replenishment will be done by the Seahawk helicopter. So that is why we have discussed in the beginning. It is a very versatile helicopter. As you can see, it can participate in multiple different type of operation. As far as the strength of the fleet is concerned, currently this particular helicopter inducted in Indian Navy stands at 24 and total about 15,000 crore. We talk about the contract value, 15,000 crore rupees of contract value we have signed with the United States of America. At the same time, we also have tested this helicopter under Indian reference atmosphere. It means that the kind of atmosphere we have around India as such, the kind of this ships that we use, the kind of this what you can call as the operations that we launch both in the brown water as well as blue water. It is also going to replace our aging Sea King helicopter. We had inducted Sea King helicopter earlier from United Kingdom, but they are reaching at the retirement age, and that is why the induction is coming at the most opportune time. Apart from that, enhanced operation capability, as we have discussed, obviously this helicopter is going to provide, and it also provides an edge to the Indian Navy as such. Plus, it is also equipped with advanced sensor and mission system. For example, we talk about detection system, it has multi-mode radar, it has infrared cameras that will be helpful in what you can call as analyzing and tracking the target in the night time. It has electronic support measures. Plus, as we have discussed, that this particular helicopter can participate in the subsurface warfare. That means talking about underwater submarines and all that, and that is where the dipping sonar can play a very important role. Dipping sonar is a unique type of sonar devices. Sonar, as we know, stands for sound navigation and ranging. So it can go inside the water, it can dip inside the water in the ocean, and then it can basically produce sound waves. Echo of those sound waves will reflect off or bounce off the object such as submarine, and then the proper or precise analysis of where this particular submarine is moving can be done, and then attack can be carried out if the need be. Plus sono buoys, that is sonar buoys, it has submarine tracking. These are where it will be helpful. Data link, survivability system, and real-time maritime picture is with which we have so basically integrated this entire helicopter also with. So very important as far as the modern warfare is concerned. Now, if you take a look at the armament and combat capability of the helicopter, we have discussed that to destroy a submarine, generally a weapon that is called as torpedo is used. So obviously, if you want to participate in anti-submarine warfare, you need to have torpedoes, and that is why it actually exactly associated with this particular helicopter. Air-to-ground missiles also basically to engage the surface target. For example, if a ship such as frigates, destroyers, right, this kind of ships, if they're moving toward the coastal area of India, these are enemy ships and they are going to cause threat in the coastal areas. Before they can reach the coast, the Seahawk helicopters can effectively neutralize this by targeting using A2G, that is air to ground missile. At the same time, it has a lot of rockets and onboard guns for the close combat support. If there is a kind of ship that is passing through nearby, then also we can utilize that. The strategic impact will be extremely high, extended strike range. Sea denial operation is something that Indian Navy can use this helicopter to participate in. Sea denial operations in simple term means that you do not allow enemy ships to move beyond a certain region to protect your vital strategic interest in the coastal areas. So the capability of enemy to enter the coastal area of India will not be there, will basically be ensured that it does not happen by using this helicopter. Blue water capability enhancement, obviously we can see here, when we talk about blue water, we refer generally to the international seas, right, where we have large ships such as aircraft carriers, destroyers and all, they are moving, and we can neutralize any kind of threat, whether it is conventional threat or non-conventional threat. So conventional threats, when we talk about, it basically refer to symmetric threat. That means if two countries are at war with each other, and these threats generally means enemy submarines, for example Pakistan, China, if in future we had confrontation with, these threats can be neutralized as well. Hostile surface ships can be tracked and targeted by these helicopters. Mine reconnaissance can also be done by these helicopters, and plus deep sea surveillance, forward maritime dominance is something that we also are trying to participate in. At the same time, if we are not in the state of war, we also face numerous asymmetric threats. Example, we know that in the Gulf of Aden coast, for example, or Red Sea region, we have recently seen increase in the piracy activities in the from the Yemen Before also, Somalia region was known for piracy activities. So for maritime terrorism, to counter piracy and smuggling, especially to ensure that our sea lines of communications are not threatened, to ensure that our commercial interest is not jeopardized, we can use this helicopter to ensure that our assets are protected, whether near the coast or far away from the coast. Seaborne infiltration has been seen very commonly, and the example of that we can see 26/11 attack, which was the deadliest terrorist attack that India witnessed, and there terrorists had entered using the sea lines and basically you can say coastal areas. So those also we can try to neutralize. Hostile fishing boats if they are entering into the exclusive economic zone of India. Port and offshore asset sabotage if some ships and countries are trying to plan, and any kind of unmanned threat, because today we know that in the modern warfare the use of drones and UAS has become quite common, and that is where also this helicopter can be a potent agent in neutralizing such threat. Now, as far as the agreement with US is concerned, it's not that only US has provided us with this helicopter and that's all. The deal extends further beyond. Apart from 15,000 crore rupees of deal that we have signed for the supply of this helicopter, India also has signed a deal valued around 7,995 crore, in which US will provide 5 years support to us. In this 5-year support, US will provide spare parts so that if helicopter needs some repair, some maintenance, some overhaul, that can be done easily. Training for the personals, how to operate the aircraft, helicopters, how to maintain and repair and overhaul them, and all this will be done in the India itself. Also, US will set up a intermediate type of the MRO operation bases in India, so that helicopters, if they face certain problem, it does not have to be carried out all the way to US. It can be fixed in the Indian territory itself as such. Maintenance, basically what I'm trying to say, will be done in India, and for this support is being provided. This support is called as sustainment agreement. That means once helicopter is inducted, it is able to sustain its operation. It is able to keep doing whatever it is required to do without any interference, without any problem as such. So that is how we can understand the agreement. Now, looking at one of the MCQs based on how UPSC in prelims generally ask, if you look at here with reference to MH-60R Seahawk helicopters inducted into the Indian Navy, consider the following statement. First, helicopters can operate both from shore bases and from aircraft carrier. This already we have discussed in the video. It is true. Aircraft, basically helicopter we talk about, it can operate from anywhere, large ships, aircraft carrier, or even from the shore. Second is they are equipped with dipping sonar and sonobuoys primarily for anti-submarine warfare. This also is correct statement. We have discussed that if you dip the sonar, you will able to see the echo, or basically you will able to observe the echo of sound waves. Based on that, you can understand that where a particular submarine is located. Then you can use the torpedoes that this helicopter have to destroy the submarine. Third is the MH-60R helicopters inducted by India are manufactured by Boeing. Now this is incorrect statement, because I told you that though it is manufactured in US, it is manufactured by Sikorsky, which is a Lockheed Martin company. So obviously the correct option here will be A. Only 1 and 2 is the correct statement. Third is the incorrect statement. So that's all about this particular video. If you like the video, please hit the like button, share it with aspirants, and subscribe to the channel for more such content. Thank you very much.